I knew my whole life, I wanted to have a big family. So we started actively trying in January of 2010. I think I had about 13 friends get pregnant the year that I started trying to get pregnant. And I felt like it would just be easy. But as the months went by, that fear kind of kicks in. Is this gonna happen? Why am I not getting pregnant? What's wrong with me? And when my doctor said, you need to be referred on to an infertility clinic, I'll never forget walking into those doors and wondering, why, I can't believe I'm doing this. Why am I here? And we just started traveling down this road of, where is God in the midst of this? And why are we going through this? Why me? I did get pregnant, but soon after that had a miscarriage and went on to have 2 more IVFs, both getting pregnant both other times, and even at one point seeing a heartbeat on that ultrasound screen. And then the next week on our anniversary, going back, and that screen was black. And that was just a completely broken, hard time in our lives, knowing that there was a life and then there wasn't. And our dreams just kept being dashed. And after the 3rd failed IVF, we started to question what was our next steps. So in October of 2012, we decided to travel to Colorado just to get another opinion. And I'll never forget, we pulled into the parking lot, and that verse, I lift my eyes up to the mountains, where does my hope come from? My hope comes from you, maker of heaven and earth. And I looked at my husband and I said, what are we doing here at this infertility clinic? I just feel like God is way bigger than IVF. And we left there with encouragement. And it was soon after that Marilyn Chadwick came to the infertility support group, and she was sharing with us her story. And Marilyn suggested that we attend a prayer and healing service at Forest Hill. And David Chadwick was speaking, and there were about 150, 200 people in this room. And he just spoke on the importance of prayer and just God's timing and hope and healing. And I started to share with him our struggle of infertility. And he paused and looked at us and said, do you believe that God will provide you a child? And I said, I do believe. On February 11th, so a week before my birthday, I woke up in the middle of the night having a panic attack, just questioning, why am I doing this? What is the outcome of all this going to be? What if IVF fails again? What if adoption takes years? And just started questioning everything in the middle of the night. And there was just a moment of peace that came over me, and an inner voice that I can't describe just told me to get up in the middle of the night and take a pregnancy test. And so I did. I got up in the middle of the night and happened to have a pregnancy test, even though I had never been pregnant on my own naturally, and waited a few minutes, and that little digital picture came up that said pregnant, and I was stunned. It was a miracle. It was truly a miracle, and I couldn't believe it. I felt confident. I knew God was at work, and this was his timing. I showed up at the infertility clinic here in Charlotte, and I said, I think I'm pregnant. And so that we waited for the afternoon to see what the numbers were, and they were high. And then in October 2013, Allison came into this world, and that was our first daughter. And right before Allison turned 1, we found out we were pregnant with our second child, Blake. And 2 years later, Kobe came into the picture. It's hard when you want things to happen the way you want them to happen. The emotional side of it got harder and harder, but it also forced me to cling to God's word and his promises. And God is faithful. And that is what kept us hopeful through this process.